Welcome to our tour of the Republic Services Recycling Center. We call it the MERT, or Material Recovery Facility. This is where we sort, bale, and ship your recyclables to be made into new things. Republic Services recycles over 5,000 tons a month at this facility. It all begins when we pick up your recyclables. Each truck is weighed when it first enters the facility. Our trucks unload the materials, and large dozers move it to the belts. As you can see, materials are moved onto this first transfer belt and go up to the sort line. Our current system processes 18 to 20 tons per hour.
Watch this.
Next year, we are expanding our equipment, and we will be able to do a minimum of 25 to 30 tons per hour. Over here is one of our earlier sorting lines. Currently, it is used to sort cardboard. It now primarily supports our commercial and office customers. Okay, here's a quick overview of the entire facility. If you walk with me up these stairs, you will see the first sort line. Here, Republic Services employees perform the first sorting operation. That is the in-feed, and this is the pre-sort belt. Here is where you want to remove any plastic bags that may clog the screens of the automatic sorters. You also want to remove anything that is not recyclable in these first two bays. We remove everything from lawn chairs to toasters. You would be surprised at some of the items we see in our recycling mix. We have these two chutes just for garbage that cannot be recycled. These next four chutes are strictly for cardboard. We have to get the cardboard out of the stream because it is too bulky for the automatic sorting screens. Cardboard can create a barrier and block the paper from sorting correctly. It's essential for our sorting staff to do everything they can to remove the bulky cardboard and chipboard. They learn how to focus on the upstream of the belt and synchronize their hand-eye coordination with the speed of the moving materials. These first employees sort as much as they can. Then employees catch whatever leftovers are missed. It is a coordinated team effort. These employees are getting the big items. Here, other employees are getting the remaining items. Would you like to give it a try? Okay, here we go. It's best to lean into it. So what do you think? Basically, when the first sort is done and falls down onto this roll screen, all you want left is newspaper, plastics, aluminum, metal, and glass. The first drop is around 3 feet. When glass hits the screen, it breaks into shards and filters through. It travels up that conveyor belt, which takes it outside to the glass separator. You really get a good separation of glass during this process. Glass is then transported outside to the shaker. The shaker separates the fine and coarse glass. It is then moved to these stacks and ready for shipment. If you look at the screen, you can see a series of holes that allow the plastic containers and the smaller items to fall through. Big items like your Clorox and milk bottles are so powerfully agitated they bounce all the way back to the bottom of the screen and are transported to another in-feed belt. Each day our maintenance staff cleans the polishers of any debris to improve sorting efficiency. The purpose of these multiple screens is to separate and sort. They refine the recyclables into specific items to be baled. In the first polisher, you notice the discs are larger, 12 per row. This does a coarser sort. On the next screen, there are 22 per row. This increases the agitation and produces finer materials. All in all, with the multiple polishers, we get a much cleaner final product. Newspaper is a very important component of the recycling process. If you notice, the primary screen does a good job on the first sort. The goal is to get the newspaper as clean as possible. Other paper fibers are also separated on this belt. Then, the newspaper and fiber polishing belts meet in one in-feed belt that takes the final product to the baler. We can take the polishing screens and make them work for mixed paper such as magazines, mail, and the like. Depending on marketability, we can make mixed paper bales. This belt is the sorting line for plastics and aluminum. Republic Services employees hand sort the various plastics into separate bins. Right at the end of this belt is a special sorter. It uses the electrical property of inductive repulsion to kick out the aluminum cans into a special transport system. A high-speed blower moves the cans to this big storage containment hopper. Any remaining PET containers or plastics fall off this sorter onto a transport belt. Another amazing device is called the optical sorter. It utilizes electric eyes and high-pressure air to sort at very high speeds. It can quickly separate any remaining trash from the recyclables. It is a technical marvel and greatly improves the speed and accuracy of the recycling process. Let's take a moment and watch the action. The process is efficient and the amount of remaining trash is very small, less than 10%. It's compacted into these containers. We have initiated a number of quality control methods to improve our output. If, for any reason, some of the items get past the sorting process, this belt takes those materials back through the sort line. The sorted recyclables, with the exception of paper, go into these big hoppers. These 5 bins are called bunkers. They sit above this final belt called the center line. The baler operator has a switch he can open. A portal on the bunker drops the recyclables onto the belt. The items are then transported into the baler. The baler operator determines the size of each bale. If you look down into the chamber, you can see how it operates. This is one of the most challenging jobs in the facility. Through experience, the operator knows the right size bale for each specific material. Here you see one of the bunkers unloading onto the center line belt. In this instance, employees help move the materials to the baler. The bales are then moved by forklifts into the waiting trucks. The sorted recyclables are then sent to the various manufacturing customers. So, that's our entire process of recycling.